So that's a little bit about the history of when it all got started, when I got started and all that in the early 90s. And there was a 90s, that whole decade was booming in music, in the music business. No digital, no piracy, no free downloads like it is now. That there affects the sessions right now, all that digital music, because it can be stolen and all that stuff. And there's not as big of budgets now, and people don't go in and book long weeks in the studio like we used to. It's just a couple days, and there's quick turnovers, new artists, and you might not hear of them a year later. There's much more different kinds of music going on now. Back then, it was just basically honky tonk and boogie woogie, and there was a lot of great music. And now it's kind of, the music has shifted back. It's what 70s rock is kind of what country is now, with twin fiddles and stuff. But the music has changed quite a bit. And my job really now, when I go in, so it's different. It's still the same. I still feel that my creativity process is going strong. And to me, that has been the whole life of and fun of being a session musician, because your creativeness is well accepted, and you get to help create the song. You get a whole concept for the song and each artist. So it's really about being a chameleon. Sometimes I play so much different kinds of music I don't even know what I play anymore. But you'll find that session players really put on different hats, and they could play one thing and you'd think they play that type of music every night, but they don't. But they play extraordinarily well on it, and nobody could play better on that song. And we do 3 sessions a day, maybe. That'd be the longest a day. I'll get up, get some coffee in, drive to Nashville, get there, start the downbeat at 10, or get there at 10, get there at 2 minutes to 10, and finally we get to, chipping away at a song. Artists will come in, we'll play a demo, or just render one on an acoustic guitar, and we'll chart it out right there. We'll designate a leader to chart it out. We'll chart it out, go in there and start monkeying with it. We'll play different things, and the producer might go, nah, that's not to where we're going. And then somebody will start playing something cool, and go, that's it. Let's go that direction. So it's a very creative atmosphere. I'll think real deep about a song. Sometimes you'll hear a song and you think, well, it's obvious what I'm going to play in that, and everybody thinks they know what you're going to play on that. It's good every once in a while to really trick them, to go start playing something a little different on it. Go, wow, that's cool. I didn't even know he did that. So you always got to have an element of surprise in it. Pull something a trick out of the bag. It really helps lengthen your career. It just gives you more suspense, and when you get there, you go, wow, we don't know what he's going to do. He did that, but he's not doing that today. He did it on an old session, but this is going to be cool. So it's always good to have that element of surprise, and when you do it, it's got to be just great, So you don't want to pull something out you're not really good at and try that if it doesn't work. So the sessions have always been the old, let's do a 10 o'clock, a 2 o'clock, and a 6 o'clock, and that's a full day. Or let's just do a 10 o'clock and do a 10 and a 2 on the next day. They're always in 3-hour increments. That's always been pretty much consistent throughout the decades. But now we've got where, technology and recording, computer recording, digital recording, Pro Tools, all that's Nuendo, all that, whatever. You could come down in your pajamas and your underwear and record an overdub on tracks that somebody sends you. That's a cool thing, and I'm doing a lot of that more now, and so is a bunch of other guys, session players. So basically, they'll send you. They can even send you a MP3 track stereo without the guitar, so you get a good imagery of what their record's going to sound like, and you could record, to Pro Tools or whatever. That's what I have, and send them back the part wave file. Send out a wave file, send out a file to download, and they got it. They just drop it in. It's like in real time. You sync it up. It's in real time. It fits right in. A lot of guys, we're doing that in Nashville now. Nashville's not doing it as much as L.A. guys or New York guys, but I find myself getting things sent to me from Ireland and South Africa and Denmark. You know, because I have a lot of fans out there all over the world. We never would have known that if we didn't have, you know, computer technology and internet and all that, and the capability of sending your music out and being able to record without even physically being there, and geographically being thousands of miles away from each other. So it's pretty magical, and it's really cool. You get to play with a lot of Brazilian players. You get to play with South African players, Irish. So I find myself doing that more than, you know, doing just, they'll send me a Blake Shelton record to overdub on or something. We easily do that here in Nashville and keep it there. But that's the cool thing about the technology, and that's a total new element now in this decade, in the new millennium, is that we can actually get songs sent to us and record it in our own basement home studios. You don't even need a lot of equipment, just a great preamp, a couple good mics, and I have all my equipment cartage now being sent out to studios, and then I have some cool stuff at home. So you can set up a little wall of great amps and mics and just, you know, you're ready to overdub on somebody's record, and all you have to do is just walk in, turn a light on and turn an amp on and turn the system on, you're ready to record. So that's a cool thing about the new age of recording.